He's had 2 rough maps.
So
if
much
he's going to be the
going
lone duelist here, if they're not doing like a little chamber vice look where maybe Ye can be on the chamber or Derek can be on the chamber, whatever, he's got to get his head in the game, man.
Yeah, to remind you viewers of what we've seen in the past, right? On Ascent, that was EG playing a similar default comp with the Cypher instead of the Killjoy, and G2, who is playing instead a much more creative comp, including Baby Bay on the chamber. And I want to focus in on that because, to me, his chamber has been his most impressive agent on his re-debut as a sub for G2.
I mean, the second that you want to have an Opper, it's either Jet or Yoru or Chamber. And I feel like on this map, the Jet is just not the best anymore because of getting into those situations. And Chamber has just been so good at being aggressive, being forward. And Baby Bay has played that beautifully, as well as setting himself up for success with map pressure and map control.
On attack, they use the trip from chamber in some really cool ways, even to like scout info in some areas, because you can throw it so far. It's almost like initiator light when you have the vice in the chamber, where you can use the okay info gathering tools with the 2 of them. That kind of makes up for the lack of initiator. But again, if you're looking at Baby Bay's just stats that he's putting up, 2 Ascent games, both of them on attack, he's getting 4 first bloods on those attack apps. He is putting this team in position to win on this map, and someone on EG needs to step up to that extent or greater.
It's a big question of who can do so on EG, if they can bounce back from a 13-4 loss and stay in this series, because if not, it's G2 continuing on their war path to playoffs. We find out who wins this series on Ascent in a moment.
If we go back to earlier this year, and even last year, I think the story for EG is almost, but not yet.
It's a sequence of it.
Yeah, they get close. They get so close every time. Think about how many second half leads they weren't able to close out. Think about playoffs run last year, falling at the hands of G2, and obviously in a much more microscopic manner. They're in a similar position here, where they win game 1, Christy, and they do it in a dominant fashion. It looks great. It's exciting. They think, holy smokes, they might just do this thing. And then they get stomped. Map 2. Is this where they can push it over the edge?
Well, they have to be able to recover in some way, and it's a very different look, right, between these 2 teams. Once again, the desk was touching all over it with G2 playing the Baby Bay chamber and whatnot, but I want to hone in on Ye now, because Ye, I think, was a huge difference between the 2 maps. Him on chamber,
agreed.
There was no one that could come within 10 feet of him. Like, you couldn't touch the man back on Corrode. Then he switches over onto the Jet, and it wasn't that same level of impact. This is now another Jet map for him where he's going to have to step up. If the rest of the team can't support behind him, he or someone else is going to have to deliver.
Well, and the desks shown a spotlight on Icy, and for fair reason, I think. I mean, he has struggled both maps now, and he's got to be part of the success plan for EG.
And you know, he's been put through the ringer, I think, all year. Came in, was playing the duelist slot on a lot of these maps on the Jet, flipped with Ye convincingly back towards stage 1 playoffs.
Right.
Now again, back onto another Cypher map.
Najwyraźniej mam pierwszego Chińczyka, jest
And so Ascent
dopiero
is the
pierwsza.
final stage, where we'll figure out who's going to be singing a song of success. We saw it on the desk. Very good map for G2 historically. 7-1. I mean, they win here, and they win here a lot.
Hey, EG are undefeated. 1-0. A little bit different. Quick TP into main, though. Jogamo's waiting for it.
There was a flash dart set up to give Supa that fight. And Jogamo was ahead of it.
He shrugged it off like, what are they doing? The wall that Jonah P placed there up in B main. Stop EG from doing any sort of re-aggro. That sounds like to EG is, oh, there's just a lurker there that's putting that down and then leaving the space. So by giving some time before re-hitting into B. Should in theory catch EG off guard.
They're giving a lot of space too. I mean, Icy's the only one all the way back site. Nature's playing really far back.
What in the world is happening?
I think they realize that there is a timing window that they may have missed. Jogamo gets a little active on the other side of the map. No quick TP to get around. Meanwhile, all attention back towards Icy. Deals a little damage, but is not enough to find lethality.
Spike planted.
Don't even know if it matters if he did. EG have to act quickly. Yay into the site with 2, but his teammates fall around him.
He's gonna have to ace to win this pistol. Knows Jogamo's on the other side, clears the TP. Lots of options on how to play this, but I'm pretty sure only one will find him success. Tries to turn the flash, dinks Jonah P, cleans him up. Now you
Wow,
expect the double swing to come through.
suicided.
He's got it down
Wow,
to
no
1v1!
more. It's okay, that's...
And Trent plays
That's good
spoiler
too.
again. It's always Trent.
It's always Trent, and it's always just barely. Again for Evil Genius.
Going
Another
to
almost in this
wipe
opening
the
pistol.
board, like,
Yay in a 1v5. Can't get the
mana.
final kill. And he played it so
Let me
beautifully.
see that.
Oh, but he went for the dart.
As a oh, he can have corpse
So G2
explosion,
continue
but
their successes on the pistol.
not 9 health.
EG, no investment here. Not even Sheriff.
And the threat of the attack sniper begins.
Wow,
working into the mid
and
space.
but
What we've
he
seen
does
from him on
play
this map
that.
is a lot of just
Like,
early
okay.
holding the line into mid, but he'll also get a little bit more aggressive
What?
and creep up, especially down
Okay,
catwalk
that's
into tree.
that's
Push
Corpse
face up into those
explosion.
lines.
Very similar to what he did on Corrode.
Yeah,
That's Corpse explosion.
left a little bit alone. Does get pinged up by the dart.
That knife will tag a couple down A main.
Smash
Two.
with him.
Line was cleared, so G2 are doing a really good job of clearing all of the
He wants
possibilities.
to hunt Baby Bay.
Except for this fight right here. He's gonna get his one. Given the window to reload.
Anything here? No, nothing. Just mind games.
Play off of it. EG have good prep work. They know that Baby wants to look for these types of angles, but unfortunately G2 are just also equally prepared in just their base protocols of how they scale up through mid.
Okay,
into
but
this site.
that's not Corpse
ahead.
explosion, so
In this case, it will be 2. Barring a miracle from Icy and Derek.
still not Corpse explosion. I think it's 5.
Crispy
Okay.
out from Jonah P as
What's
the falls
this,
round
bro?
gives
With
G2
a
their
single
second.
target? You had 8 mana clear,
Not
but
many
didn't
bullets there either.
kill these? Wow, okay.
Decapitates, moves on to the next. But looking at the money, Ye saved up to make sure he had the operator. Honestly, those
What
kills he got
rank is
early on
this? Is it like Silver 5?
mean that heading
What's
into
going on
round
with
3,
these people?
he wants
Okay,
to start this snowball
let's
going.
get another one.
And I think he is the guy to watch on Evil Geniuses. He has to do better than what he could muster up on Haven. He was the carrying force for EG back on Corrode.
Almost dropping 30, and then in a dimly lit shadow of that on map 2.
But it's a different game here, and G2 have dodged around him. It's quick exec, quick pop into the A site.
They're fully playing off A. I mean, they have some presence tree, but nobody hunkered on the site. Nobody in hell.
Nature has full utility for the retake. Knife is up as well.
Shock does little damage.
Are they going to trade a gun back to Ye? How do they activate him?
Meanwhile, Trent is still playing all the way off for a late lurk through. The ult's gonna funnel him out.
Do we just save? Are we going to do anything, EG?
I think the window for them to do that is closing very quickly. Again, look at how far up Trent is in Cat. They're stuck in tree with nowhere to go. But Derek and Supa got a little bit of room to work with. It's Trent alone in a 1v3, but this time, surely he can't pull this one off. This is surely too much to ask for. EG are on the board.
There we go. EG got stalled out so heavily by the steel guard, and Jonah P popped in the post plant. But it almost, that delay was so good because Jonah P didn't just instantly use it. He waited because EG aren't instantly flooding back into the site. And to wait for Ye to rotate over. And Ye, even with an up in hand, is just finding no scopes. He got classic kills.
Where are you? This goes here.
Now it's an op. Still in the hands of Ye. 5 and 2 so far.
Oh, Jogamo with the ultimate right off the rip. Judge in hand. Good luck to these anchors.
Not a ton of follow-up behind it. Bit of a solo mission for the duelist. He's found a little space. Hasn't he? Very well done by Icy. EG looking to
Where
hang
would I
on to
get
this site.
this and
White knuckle their way into another
go
round.
through all of the
And that's
pain
exactly
of
what they'll do.
freezing shit to only get +2,
Joe to P,
and I
turning
can
flash.
just
He's left in
drag
4.
that one and have
There are only so
million
many
of
times you can
HP,
dodge.
super battle cry, extra
Good
passive.
utility there. Beautifully done. Nature gets 4. He's one
So
off of his
that's
ult.
what
And he gets
my
those
turn
kills,
3
multiple
plan
spam
is.
kills
That's
off of Icy's utility. Icy's impact in this round was profound. It
He
starts
has
off with him finding
11.
that little pocket that KG placed. He knows he has that
10
little
armor.
sliver to work with. That's an anti-Yoru ult play, and then these pings through the wall off the Cypher trip. That's the same trip, I think, that gives Nature 2 free kills.
I need to catch up to him.
The trips, gang!
Highlighting the trips that you were just talking about, yeah.
I am setting up for
So G2 here still have to
a
figure out how to
tiny
get past some of this
tiny
utility
count.
that's thrown their way, and so beautifully done from EG so far.
So it's like undead,
GG giving up full space into mid, but G2
Draenei,
common
and
patterns for them.
Beast.
Getting Jogamo up onto bot mid, trying to work Baby Bay up into Cat 2. Right now it's a passive offline from Ye over on the
He
A
plays
side.
nothing so far. Why do people
Thrown up
replay
into
this?
B, is able
It's
to pull
like
any
so
rotates.
bad.
Sure seems like it's considering the option. But that knife going through that Nature just had a lineup for, that tells that there's only the Vise on this side of the map.
If he has
One-way
like
cage,
0
left
armor
Joe
now,
P
what
there.
is he going to
I
do?
like that Alan throws that assist.
I don't think
smoke
they
to help
play
alert a little
Brawl
cover, Joe,
anymore,
that
so
nobody's waiting for this except Icy.
I don't think he's gonna Brawl.
That really
Like,
takes a
he
lot
has
of bite
nothing
out
to
of him
kill.
for
Okay,
G2.
he's going to Brawl.
No, he's lurking. Supa, beautiful swing there.
30 seconds.
And the flash. They can't make their way out of main.
Strike down A.
It's just 2 left on the side of G2.
Last player standing.
And one by one, they will fall. 3 for Ye as EG take the lead.
I really like this macro approach from Evil Geniuses. You know, they're fully giving up the mid space, playing 2 players tucked away on B site, 3 players over on A. Ye's even on the passive line. But what it does is it puts G2 in these uncomfortable positions in the mid round where
Draenei?
at some point one of your lurks has to activate or you need to pick a side of the map.
Okay.
The anchors are as aware as EG were there. Icy ready for that walkout behind the Omen smoke.
It works with her, so
Ye ready for the aggress into tree. It's going to continue to be successful for Evil Geniuses unless G2 switch things up.
now does he have a second Brawl?
There's a call that you put out before this map started towards Ye, and now he needed to be one to step up for EG if they wanted to have a shot at this. Has a really strong pistol, gets the op online early on, and has coasted his way to an 8-3 start.
Yeah, already shown up massively. And I like seeing the differences in his play style too. When he can mix up the active versus the passive lines. He called around and play with his teammates a little bit more. That first map of Corrode, he was on his own all of the time, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And he was still winning those fights. But I think with G2,
20,
leveling up even map to map
22.
here, it's gonna have to work with the squad a little bit more, a little bit harder.
Well, he's currently posted up in a position for challenge,
I like this.
taking his passive B line while everyone from G2 is here,
12.
with the exception of Alan.
His Evil Geniuses have not shown
12
aggressive
plus 10,
B build. They've
okay.
just shown this passive stuff with Icy deep on site. But it is still very much
My
nothing
beloved
in
will
mid for
finish
EG. No
this.
trips, no players. Yeah,
Very different approach.
Justin.
it makes sense. G2 want to play the contact style. They want to challenge into these mid fights, and EG want to deny as many of those as possible.
drone getting a lot of info.
By the way,
Yeah, they're taking more.
big step up now, and we'll hear some footsteps.
Oh, it's platinum, okay.
Yay, breaking this drone as well. You never expect someone else to be in the corner. Usually you have the rifle
15
breaking
minutes.
for the op.
Free game.
Instead, Icy sneaks up off the back of that.
Thank you
There's
for
enough that G2 did not like those.